And in the wintertime, between January and April, I spent $4,000 heating my home that isn't even lived in 6 months out of the year. So I hope that something is being done to alleviate and help and speak for folks that, have to live here year round. It's very expensive, and to fill a vehicle is now $120. It's just every time you need to fill up, it's ridiculous. So I know it's expensive in Anchorage and elsewhere. I'm looking forward to getting the rebate as well as everybody else, but I do know the difference in the cost of living between living here full time and living in Anchorage full time. So I just wanted to speak to that.
Myself, I'm spending about $1,000 a month to heat my house. I've done things to try to conserve. I turn my lights off. I bought insulated curtains. I've put plastic over my windows. I have a monitor. I keep it down at 68. I don't use my furnace. I turn my hot water tank off. I've insulated my hot water tank. I wash my clothes in cold water. I've looked at getting to a wood stove, but then I have to look at also finding somebody to get me wood at some time. Then I look at the increased cost of my insurance if I put a wood stove in my house. So there's another added cost.
We do. We have to go without. I know that a lot of people haven't been able to pay their bills and are just making payments. And now they've cut people off and they have to prepay to get electricity or fuel. My daughter is one of them. But they just got their settlement, so they got to pay. So anyways, it just goes on and on and on. It's going to get tougher before it gets better.
And you're speaking to people with jobs in this community that have full-time, decent paying jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And, there are folks that aren't able to work or disabled or elderly, people that have children that aren't able to be able to afford daycare so that they can go to work. And so, I mean, I would say the majority of people are struggling just to make, bills.
Because we didn't tell you a lot about the cost, and we talked a lot about cost, and we did do, I'm gonna email it to you, a little comparison cost just on Yukon alone, about the airlines cost, the freight costs, utilities, etc. But we are doing things to try to help out within our own region. We're looking at doing a potato farm to help actually grow some food. They were short on salmon seeds, they were short on moose seeds, so what else can we do? We had someone come in to look at soil samples on fruits and vegetables, and the process of starting up the potato farm. The second thing we're doing as alternative energy sources, we put a solar panel on the elders building because we figured out that 9 months out of the year we can collect enough energy to have us operate for those winter seasons. So it's an experimental phase, but we're looking at putting those solar panels on our clinics as well to assist with that.
So, what's the answers to this? And one thing that comes to mind for the Falls Pass area is, wood stoves. So that's what my idea is, to come up, and gather together the organizations that might have an interest in this region or in other particular regions throughout the rural communities. In our case, a PICTA or APIA or the Eastern Aleutian tribes to help people here afford and install these wood stoves. That's a fraction of the cost burning wood than it would burning fuel. And I've known rural communities, villages in southeast and the interior that have wood stoves in the HUD housing or in or private type. So it's not unheard of. It's been done before in another community, so it could be done here.
I know I heard False Pass talking about wood stove, which probably would help our village people in HUD home. And like he said, like in southeast, they do have the Clinton and HUD installed wood stove for their HUD homes. That'd be nice if Aleutian Housing could do that. That would help a lot of the
Making the people feel
And I can see everybody going to that route this coming winter, if they have it. Like where I'm staying right now, I don't have that option. And like what Bruce said, I just refilled my heating tank, and just 50 gallons cost me more than $300. And 50 gallons will not last you maybe over 3 weeks. 3 weeks is the most of it will. Now, winter time, I'm not sure.
Yes, we currently have 4 folks that's trained, and through Canada Chiefs Conference on the regional, or they are going and winterizing some folks' house, but the criteria is very stringent and it's limiting a lot of people. Most of them are houses that probably should have been done 10 years ago, so that leaves a lot of the younger population and the non-native population excluded. She said we have ideas here on how we can kind of provide solutions to the energy crisis, but they don't know who in the state to talk to.
No, we haven't had any discussion from anybody on how we can solve the problems. A lot of people have taken it on themselves to, buy more efficient heating units,
I don't know how we're gonna make it through here. Nobody's actually talked to us. This is the first conversation that we've had with anybody about the situation that we're aware of.